Ladies and gentlemen, last week you guys saw at the State of the Play two new Dead or Alive titles, and the excitement on my face when those titles were announced.
Now let's head over to Koei Tecmo Games in Yokohama for an update on the Dead or Alive series.
Oh, what? Guys, I'm crying. Guys, I'm crying. So today, I want to explain to you guys what Dead or Alive means to me as a series and my wish list for Dead or Alive 7, because we know that we're getting Dead or Alive 6 last round this June, but Dead or Alive 7 is scheduled to be coming soon. So let's get into it. First and foremost, I got into Dead or Alive around Dead or Alive 5. So I was going from middle school into high school, and this was such a pivotal time in my life, but also I just grew up always being a fan of fighters. So me and my brothers obviously play Smash Bros. We dabble with Tekken, but you know, I never really found a good game that could encompass everything that I wanted to see. Like Tekken was cool, but it always felt a little stiff. And when I picked up DOA for the first time, and I remember I used to watch Swoozy, and if you guys don't know who Swoozy is, he's a huge YouTuber here on the platform. And I used to watch Swoozy, and then by way of Swoozy, I discovered Master. Now, Master was a Dead or Alive champion. I used to watch them play in the WBC Ultimate Gamer Challenge, which was like a series that happened early 2010s. So I am dating myself a little bit, but I remember looking at them and watching them play and seeing how good they were at the game, and sort of motivated me to want to get that good at the game, be able to compete one day. Obviously, I couldn't do that because I was so young and didn't really have that much going on, or wasn't really in that tight the FGC scene that was here around where I live. But one thing that I was able to do was share my love and my passion for that game with my friends, my brothers. Me and my brother used to spend hours and hours and hours in the lab, and he picked up DOA just to learn how to play with me and challenge me, because that's how we were when we were younger. And that love for that series, for that franchise, and for the character Hayabusa, because as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of hack and slash games. I was very familiar with Hayabusa from the Ninja Gaiden series, so to see him in a fighting game and to be able to use him and see all the different combos and the stylish moves I could pull off with him, man, it was something special. And now we fast forward to now. You know, it's been some years. I didn't really get into DOA 6 as much as I wanted to, just because when it originally dropped, it didn't really feel complete to me. And so that's why now when I think of Dead or Alive 7, what I want to see going forward, I got a couple of things. And now going from my history with DOA and why it is so special to me, I want to talk about some of the things that I would love to see. And by the way, I would love to hear some of the things that you guys want to see down in the comments below. So be sure to comment. If you're a fan of Dead or Alive, what things that you want to see them bring in Dead or Alive 7. The first thing I want to see is some different game modes. If you guys remember Dead or Alive Extreme, they have the volleyball matches, and it's just something that could take the edge off, because when you only have the Dead or Alive games where it's just you going in and competing and labbing combos, arcade mode is there. The one cool thing I do like about DOA 6 is the DOA quest mode, where you sort of practice with different characters and try to pull off different things. It sort of pushes you to learn things, learn different characters, learn different things, how they move. But I would love to see something like beach volleyball again. Something that's just fun. You can mess around with. If you're in a party with friends, just pull that up and see who can score the most out of anybody. Another thing that I would love to see in Dead or Alive 7 is a more in-depth training mode. I think nowadays with Tekken 8, they've really defined what a good training mode can look like in a fighting game, especially in a 3D fighting game. So stealing some of those ideas, letting the ghost replayability come into play, because, sometimes you're not able to map exactly what moves that you're trying to defend against or practice against. So being able to jump into the other side, record exactly what you're trying to practice against, etc., or pull other people's replay data. That's another thing that I loved about Tekken 8, is that if I had a really hard match or somebody was really like getting the best of me and I couldn't figure out in the match, I could save that replay, pull that replay data and fight that ghost, I think that would be elite for Dead or Alive 7. Because to me, Dead or Alive has always been one of the more accessible 3D fighters because of its triangle system. So I would love to see something like that to make training even more impactful. Now, the last thing I got, well, second to last thing I got is crossplay. We need crossplay in today's day and age. It's not even an option, it's a necessity. And I know a lot of people are upset right now with Dead or Alive last round that is not going to have the crossplay. It is very necessary, I agree, but I'm willing to let it slide because I know that Team Ninja's probably putting all their eggs in the baskets of Dead or Alive 7, and I want them to come with the most complete, best package that they can come with. I'm talking like lobbies from day one. I don't want just random matchmaking anymore. I need to be able to get into lobbies with the homies. I need to be able to, a complete story, side mini games, everything. I want Dead or Alive 7 to shut all the haters up and show that Dead or Alive is genuinely here to play. And my last thing, I would love to see some cameos from different fighting games. I know historically we pulled a lot of characters from like Virtua Fighter and things like that. I would love to see some Tekken characters come into play, or maybe even like a Street Fighter character, take them out of that 2D. Like imagine a Kimberly going up against Hayabusa. That could be so sweet. And I'm just curious to see how they could be able to translate that 2D character into a 3D fighting character. But yeah, once again, this is like a short little list. I just want to jump on here, share my history with DOA, why I got so excited when I saw that announcement come, and just sort of talk about my wish list of things that I hope to see in Dead or Alive 7 whenever it comes out. Hopefully in 2027, we'll see. But do me a big favor, before you guys get out of here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join the Booty Bandits today, and comment down below what you would like to see from Dead or Alive 7 and going forward with the DOA franchise, because it feels so good to be back, man.